Hello, my name is Elizabeth Hartstar. We're coming into the Aquarius full moon 2020 in about an hour from now. I felt I was going to do this because I did the horoscope, which is quite something that I will talk about. This is my new YouTube channel, Astro-Oracle Elizabeth Hartstar. And this is my new logo and information. Elizabeth Hartstar, astro-oracle.com. I'd love to hear from you, and I'm always available to be of service in any way I can with my astrology and opening to I've never used the word psychic before, but because people don't understand a clairvoyant or a visionary, and they want somebody that can know something they don't, which we all have these abilities within us, I decided I'm going to use the word psychic, even though I never really liked it. And also a channel for, I have connected with who came to me as my star ancestor family, the Arcturians, and met my Arcturian higher self, is the way she presented herself. And her name is Aloha, like aloha, but AH at the end. And I spent 12 years in Hawaii. And that language is so pure because it's only, is it 12? I should know this, letters, or maybe it's 13, which is the number of the moons. So it's very connected to the land as the Hawaiian people that I had many friends, have many friends. It's a beautiful culture. So I felt very emotional. I thought I was going to do this yesterday, and I was feeling very emotional when I colored in, which is what I do. This is the way I do astrology. I'm a Libra with lots of Libra, and I love color. So I color in the aspects. That's why I decided I'm a Western astrologer. I've studied Vedic, but it hasn't really stuck. And it finally came to me. It's because I don't like the square charts. My head doesn't wrap around them. I'm very round oriented. I was even going to create my Astro-Oracle deck. This is the logo for the Astro-Oracle. It's the Earth. It's a photo from NASA of the Earth with the 12 signs of the zodiac and their color vibration, starting with red, Aries, and going around the color wheel. For many believe, as I, that the color vibration, starting with the red, Aries, holds the vibration of the signs, which is why I created these cards. This is the red Aries, and there's Mars, and it says, I am. So I guess I'll start by talking about Aries Mars. Wow, this is what's firing everything up. Aries, the firstborn, the springtime, that's ready to charge as the ram, not thinking, but just going, just acting. So in its very pure form, it's fantastic. Activator, initiator, pioneer, leader. But when not centered in the heart of love, which is the opposite sign Libra, the Aries and the Libra find balance. The Mars, Aries, Venus, the scales, considering the other. And I think that's a big issue that we are all seeing in our lives with our loved ones and friends and neighbors. And I feel that 2012 was definitely the ending of a calendar. Jose Arguelles never said it was the ending of the world. He awakened people to the Mayan traditions. And I met him many times, and what an incredible, advanced, pure, humble, server that had vision. And when he brought the harmonic convergence in 1987, that was another time that was a truly a pivotal time of awakening. And we call ourselves star seeds. You might call us woo-woo or crystal crunchers, whatever. I'm happy to be that now. I realize I have memory of volunteering, as many of you do too, to help bring in a golden Aquarian age, and that this is the lowest time in the Vedic tradition, the Hindu. This is the Kali Yuga. This is the lowest. This is when things are the most polarized, and we see that playing out in our global lives and realities. I know I'm kind of going on, but I feel like I'm going to talk about these key times because this is the full moon of Aquarius, and I wanted to come in singing, "Here comes the sun, do 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 do. Here comes the sun." All right. I grew up at those wonderful 60s times when we had lots of hope, the flower power. I was definitely a flower child in Los Angeles, California. I remember the Lovins, and there was lots of hope, and I got into meditation and was very focused on my spiritual path from being initiated into transcendental meditation, which I believe is a very simple technique that all of us need to go within. And I guess this big pandemic, or some are calling it a plandemic, I believe that all these conspiracy theories, because they're in people's minds, are real because our thoughts are things and we create. I choose to know that I've been working with many others creating a new crystal timeline, an exciting time, a golden age. And that is what we volunteered to assist this beautiful Mother Earth, this beautiful Earth that gives and provides so much, everything to us, and such beauty. And we're here as her children. She feeds us. And I just want to say a prayer at this full moon that all of the GMOs and the pesticides and the 5G that is really damaging the ecosystem stop. And that everyone do whatever they can to make sure that the pesticides and the GMOs and the 5G do not interfere with our lives and the lives of the pollinators and the honeybees and the butterflies that are vital for the beauty, the flowers, the fruits of the earth. So that's my prayer, this powerful Aquarian full moon. So I will talk about the horoscope. As I said, it's quite action-packed with the Mars having gone into Aries. And you can see the yellow, I put the symbol for Eris, the sister of Mars. And she is the one that creates havoc, chaos, disruption. She will be heard and seen no matter what. And she's close to her brother Mars right now, very close. Mars will be coming close to her because she takes forever to move out of a sign. She's only in 70 years only gone into one other sign. So these are the dwarf planets, Aries is, outside of Pluto's orbit in the icy regions. So there we have Aries and his sister Mars. And they are in a square aspect. See where the arrow is? Right to Pluto. Mars and Eris, his sister. You can see her. I have a card of Eris that I'll see if I can find, but here's Mars. Where's Mars? Oh, I found Venus. Um, anyways, I'm not going to look for the cards right now. I want to talk about that. Square. The square is a 45-degree angle, and it's a challenge. Well, Mars and Pluto are the most fiery transformational energies on the planet. Pluto was discovered not far from where I'm in Sedona, just in Flagstaff. Pluto was discovered in 1930, and in came the atom bomb. So Pluto is all about power, to create or destroy. The choice is ours. We can create. So this is the square forces us to change, to get out of the box, to get out so you can see the other. So that's a major aspect. And so Mars in Aries will go retrograde on September 9th, in about a month. And then it will be from 9/9 to 11/11. That's September 9th till 11/11, November 11th, that Mars will retrograde. So right now, Mars is going full force, and it's going to go over its sister Eris, and then it's going to back up over Eris again. And these are volatile times. We can feel them. There are so many timelines being played out on this planet. One of the oldest eclipse cycles is from the year 830 AD. And so these are timelines that are still being played out. So some people have karmas, you might say, in certain timelines. We can see this playing out. It's upsetting for me to see that there's this Civil War timeline and people buying all the guns and toilet paper. And it's, to me, insanity. And that's not my timeline. So I'm on the timeline. I said to the honeybees, if you're going back to Venus, because the honeybees were a gift to the Earth from our Earth's sister planet, Venus, to bring us to love and to show us how to work together. The queen, the workers, they all do whatever they need to do for the brood, the baby bees. And you know, it takes to just know honey is the greatest medicine. I don't know why people were buying toilet paper. I went for water and a big jar of honey, a gallon jar of honey, because the bees are our greatest healers. I know I'm talking a lot about the bees because the bees came to me in 2007 when I first heard that they were dying. And I prayed and they asked me to do bee ceremonies in Avebury, Wiltshire, England, where all the crop circles happen. And the one bee ceremony was on 8/8/8 of 2008. And there was a most incredible figure-8 crop circle with an ancient bee symbol around it from the Crete goddess, bee goddess. So there's a lot of magic. And when you live in the crystalline fields, the higher fields, we have carbon and crystal DNA within us. We have incredible abilities. And this is the wake-up call. I need to get back to the full moon horoscope, which I'm talking about. I'm getting a little emotional and carried away. Excuse me. But here is the full moon with Uranus squaring, making that T-square, that bow and arrow, the sun and the moon, the sun in Leo, the sign of the sun that gives us life and light, who without there would be nothing but darkness, and reflecting on our grandmother, the moon, who's always watching over us, holds our story, our collective story. And when the moon's full, it's closest to the earth. So I have the symbol of the earth because I put the earth in the horoscope. So where the sun is in Leo, the full moon is in Aquarius. So from the Leo, the one, to the many, Aquarius, which is the sign of consciousness, of group consciousness, of friends and colleagues. And Aquarius is always looking, as Uranus brings us light. It was discovered when electricity and when the revolution. So it's a revolutionary planet of awakening and change and light and awareness. And it's the planet that rules the sign of Aquarius. And here the moon, full moon, is in Aquarius. We are activating those Aquarian timelines, those crystal timelines right now. And it's an exciting time, and it's a very challenging time. And my heart goes out to those that are suffering. And I know that many have died, and many of my friends, not through the COVID, but there's a massive exit. I know 7 close friends in the since January, have passed on. And not through the COVID, but it feels like this is the wake-up call, because as we know, death is the thing that people fear the most. And fear stops everything. So the wisdom is to know that there is no fear, and to not fear, because it does shut down our immune systems. And our immune systems are what keep us healthy. Our bodies, our Mother Earth and our Mother gave us these incredible bodies that know how to heal themselves. They're miraculous. We are miracles. We are part stars and earth. So this is the Aquarian wake-up call, this full moon that's guiding us to the 8-8 Lion's Gate, for we are in the Syrian time frame, which starts at the end of July. Well, actually, it starts at the beginning of July, sorry, at the end of June, on 4th of July, when we had this major eclipse. The sun is exactly aligned to Sirius, which is the sun behind our sun, for it is the brightest star in our sky because it is closest to our sun. And so the Syrians, many feel they have star ancestor lineage from the Syrians, and the Pleiadians and the Arcturians are the 3 main seeders of this planet. And so we, the star seeds, do have memory of being in these other systems and coming here at this time, this special time, this challenging time. You can see all the red arrows, and that's oppositions. The red are oppositions and the orange are squares. So you can, even if you don't know anything about astrology, you can see that the challenging oppositions, and that can be people in your lives. And one thing I want to bring up, because the moon holds this collective story, when the nodes of the moon hold the collective story of our grandmother, and every year there are at least 2 lunar and solar eclipses 6 months apart. But this year there are 3, actually there were 4 eclipses, because we had the major eclipse that brought on all of this change with all the planets in Capricorn. That was the lunar eclipse on the 12th of January 2020. And the South Node was there, as well as Mars. And now Mars has gone to a place to square it, to challenge. Okay, what happened? Where are we now since that happened? Whew, wow. Yeah, I thought I would be doing my tours in England that I love to do, being in the crop circles that I love to be in. But boy, this is a time where we were all sent home. I believe it's in the divine plan to get in touch with ourselves in our inner knowing. And who are we? And who is family? Who is it that's there for you? You know, my heart goes out to the children that are in abusive situations and don't have their school teachers and their hot lunches to go to every day. I know it's not easy for any of us, but I know it's an exciting time for those that have what they need and know, have loving homes, nurturing homes, and are there to feed and teach their children. And so little pods in neighborhoods are coming up. And this is Aquarius. It is about community. It is about being in a tribe, being, sovereign within ourselves and what our beliefs are. And that's coming up, excuse me, the chart. I wanted to talk about the nodes of the moon because I was talking about how the collective theme every 18 months, the collective theme changes. And the North Node is the place that we're being asked to go to, what we're here to learn, and what the destiny is for this 18-month collective. And it's in Gemini. And Gemini is the mutable air sign, the twins, the dual mind, the gatherers and distributors of information. There's so much information out there. People don't know what to believe. And you have to really go within and listen to your heart. It's very important to listen to our heart. And not be angry. That's the Mars. It's like with Aries, oh my gosh, the anger. Whew. I just pray there's not a lot more fires because I heard that there was a fire. I thought I was going to go to California till I looked at the astrology and I said, no, I think this is a time for everyone to stay home, to find peace within, and to do whatever they can to take care of themselves and stay out of fear and stay out of stress and be there for the children that need our love and support during this very challenging time. And to know the other person is right for them. And that's what I feel the collective theme in Gemini. Looking at both sides. Venus is there right now, which is beautiful. Venus, it's the planet goddess of love, the sister to the earth, and is all about attracting that you need. What are our values? So in Gemini, on the North Node, this collective theme for the next 18 months of listening to the other with compassion. Compassion, we have to have compassion. When I think of compassion, I think, wow, Neptune is in Pisces. Neptune, the planet of compassion, the higher octave of Venus, that's earthly love, that's, our values, and it's more the physical, what our needs are, where Neptune is the unconditional, devotional, spiritual love. And it's in its own sign till 2026. And it's been there, gosh, I'd have to look. It's been there for many years because it's in its last decant, it's called. The last 10 degrees of Pisces, which are a very magical degree, because when it gets to the 23 degrees of Pisces in the Western, that's in the Vedic, which is the true star alignments. It will be in Pisces, both in Western and Vedic. And I believe both Western and Vedic are valid, for we are multifaceted. And I love the Western because I love the round, and I love these new dwarf planets like Eris that has been found. But I want to talk about Eris's sister, Sedna. Sedna, this is the symbol that came to me. I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, I think you can see the symbol. Yeah, that symbol came to me before I knew about Sedna. And I see Sedna as the sister of Eris who has been under the water. She's the goddess of the sea who gave birth to all sea life from the fingers that were severed from her hand by her own father. So it's not a real happy story, Sedna's story. But I believe Sedna is emerging. On my Astro-Oracle deck, I have the Sedna card that says, with the symbol that came to me, emerge, because I feel that Sedna is about the divine feminine, the giver of all life, all's born through the feminine on the planet Earth, is being asked to be seen and heard now. She's emerging from the depths. And her sister Aries is going to make sure that she's heard and seen, because Aries doesn't care if people like her or not. She's, and she's with her brother Mars right now. So watch out. And I'm just saying, have compassion and calm down and look at the other person in the eye and know we truly are one. We truly come from the stars, and we're all children of the earth, our earth mother. And we can change this world so quickly. And that's what I feel like the magic. And I wanted to sing, here comes the sun, here comes the Aquarian age. Gosh, we thought 2000, there's always this dark, the anthrax, the Y2K, there's always this energy that wants to traumatize and keep the star seeds, the crystal ones, in a lower vibration. But we have raised our vibration. We, the star seeds who know who we are ready to stand up, to be heard and seen. And there's so many signs. I just was talking to my friend who's channeling the mothers, and I needed some mother energy. Because this is a very emotional moon. I'm feeling very emotional during this moon. I was resisting even doing this, but I think a lot of people are feeling deep emotion. So I'm with you. And the angels are with us, and our guides. I mean, they're just showing up in, you might see the numbers 444, 555. That's one of the ways they show up. Or I saw a ship in the cloud at the full moon. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful, beautiful full moon. The clear skies of Sedona last night with Jupiter and Saturn. And later there came Mars. And the star Antares, the heart of the scorpion, bright orange. So this is a really intense time on the planet. And is there anything else? I guess what I wanted to say, I talked about the North Node, the collective, where we're going, and that we're being asked to communicate, because more than anything, Gemini, ruled by Mercury, the messenger, loves to talk and share ideas. And so realize these are all ideas because we're creating the new timeline, the new crystal Aquarian age. As my sister, who's been Hindu, the Kali Yuga, she told me her teacher was talking about how the Kali Yuga, the darkest time, is when people can become enlightened because of that separation. It's like we're having to walk in between, be in our center, in that 0 point, in our heart, and breathe. I'm glad I'm reminding myself. Inhaling in the heart and exhaling out the mouth any stress, or sadness, grief that might come up. Inhaling, we're creating a new golden age where we're working in harmony, an age of love, of unity, of freedom. Let's envision the golden age. Blessings. I believe the full moon is just about now. It's coming up very soon, and I'm going to go into meditation. And thank you for listening. I'd love to hear from you, and I'm astro-oracle.com if I can be of service in any way. Thank you. Sure how to do this. I have my glasses. It says pause.